DOTE.
Welcome to the brief help guide on how to use the online help for DOTE. And here you see this is the website, and by the time you see this video maybe some of this will be updated and so it won't be the same, but I'm just going to go through what it looks like at the current time for the release of version 1. And this is the main page. If you click this, you'll see it just renews this page, and you can go down and just read some basic details about DOTE and how to get started. And on the right side, in this sidebar, you'll see you have the main homepage where we are. You have the help guide, which has some background information that you might need on where things are, what the help pages are, and then also how to report bugs and other things, and how to use the Discord server. And then you have a long list here of pages that go through how to install DOTE, how to demo, layout, the project, importing, media manager, etc., etc. And you can click any of these. For example, we could look at the editor and we get some idea of how the editor works. There is a video tutorial for this as well, of course. A number of these have video tutorials, both basic and advanced. And you can just go through these and then click on links and work your way around. And then you have this section here, which is about DOTE Pro. That gives you some idea of what DOTE Pro is and Pro Community, and then how to install, for example, how to install the license. And you can see also, if you're a Pro Community member, you can see something basic about that here. So I'll just go back. And then there's the DOTE web shop. You can go to the DOTE web shop. And then we get this section here where you have tips and tricks. So that's a list of things we can add to, with little tips or tricks about how to use DOTE to do a very specific thing. For example, we have one here: can I add emojis to my transcripts? Or how do I report an error or a problem using the log files? How do I realign overlaps and subtiers, which DOTE can help you with? So these will hopefully give you some idea of how to work with DOTE to do what you need to do. There's also a glossary, because we use a lot of different terms, and we have our own terms that we're trying to use to make things consistent. For example, the neighborhood. We talk about a neighborhood in which tiers and subtiers have a head and a body, and there's all sorts of information on how that works. It makes it a lot easier to understand in Jeffersonian or Mondaden conventions what sort of unit one's dealing with, and then how much continuity integrity do you have to have within that neighborhood. It talks all about different video types, and there's lots and lots of different things. If we go to neighborhood, you get a little summary here of what a neighborhood and some links. And then you can also look up other terms, like look up head, for example, and here's head, tells you what the head is in a neighborhood, what a jump cut is in video queues. So there's lots of information here. Hopefully that will help you if you get stuck. There's also the video tutorials. It gives you some idea of the tutorials you'll find on YouTube, and it gives you some basic links here, as well as DOTE-specific tutorial projects. These videos turned into hyperlinked tutorials videos inside DOTE itself. You can download those. And then lastly, we've also got commands and shortcuts. And if you have a look here, you'll get some guides, and you can click on that. For example, this one, and you can get a much more detailed idea of what shortcuts do what, about playback or sync codes, and then what the mouse can do, and what icons there are, what menus. This is the basic set. If we go back, you'll see there's a more complex guide here, and you can click on this one, which shows you pretty much all the shortcuts that there are, and all of the commands, and all the ways of using the mouse. So that gives you a better idea of how to use the commands and what shortcuts, and because we've already built this so that you really don't have to take your fingers off the controllers that much, off the keyboard, sorry, and maybe touch the mouse every now and again, but pretty much you can run everything from the keyboard, so that you don't have to have your fingers moving onto different devices, and which takes up a lot of time and leads to errors. That's the basic idea, and maybe there'll be new things added, but that gives you an idea of what's in the online help guide.